everyone.
Right, welcome to our show. So this is the show where I am Cully of Cully and Sully, and I'm trying to make things as convenient and simple as possible. Ivan is trying to make things as difficult as possible.
Delicious as possible.
Difficult as possible. Yeah. So he's a chef, you know. So today we're making pasta, should I say, puttanesca. So Ivan has to get a few things on quickly because it takes him ages. So
I'm
what are you doing there?
From scratch. I am just quartering some nice ripe tomatoes, and I'm going to put them in a pan with some cloves of garlic. I'm going to just put them in whole. A nice pinch of salt. A nice pinch of sugar. The sugar just brings out the flavour of the tomatoes, adds a nice sweetness, makes it taste more unctuous. A good twist of black pepper, and then I'm going to put some olive oil, and I'm going to roast them in the oven, and then I'm going to press them through a sieve as the tomatoes for my sauce. So I'm not getting a stewed tomato sauce, getting a lovely roast tomato sauce.
Okay, so what is puttanesca? What does puttanesca mean?
Puttanesca, lady of the night, shall we say?
Yeah, we've got lots of words for them, don't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, or I think we did actually talk to the Oracle, we made contact with the Oracle, that is Google, and they went, we all know the French expression, putain, so which means, let's see, basically...
They use like we use the word SH1T.
F everything into the pot. So if you live in Italy, this is the sort of stuff that you just have sitting around in the larder or in the fridge. So we have some tomatoes, I have some olives, I have some, actually the traditional herb is parsley, really interesting, as opposed to basil, but I have a bit of basil there as well. I have bits of curly, and I've got some flat parsley. I have a little bit of lemon juice because it's good for a bit of acidity. A bit of Parmesan, of course, olive oil, balsamic. And actually, I'm doing this with the Cully and Sully tomato soup. So I just give you a little close-up shot of our family pack of that. So, and I made this the other day, and I was blown away with how good it is. But I've actually, the true recipe should have a few more things in it. It should have anchovies.
Anchovies, capers, a little bit of chilli. Anchovy, capers and chilli, really. I'm using lovely fresh stone olives with the stones in I got from the little olive shop. Cully is using stoned olives. I really think it's worth the very small efforts to take the stones out of your olives. You have a much nicer olive. So
actually, we did do a little bit of an experiment on that. I'm just throwing in a little bit of olive oil here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in my little tomatoes, I'm going to throw in my olives, and Ivan always gives me these fantastic olive oils which come out of his kitchen. This one is unfiltered, honest toil olive oil, cold pressed extra virgin olive oil from Greece. Any olive oil will do, surprisingly. Extra virgin olive oil. Yeah, so basically it's just about throwing, if you're in Italy, anything you have into the pot. So I'll just take off my lid.
And use plenty of olive oil. The sauce, like it's an unctuous sauce, you need plenty of olive oil first. And I'm actually going to go and check my pan there because it's making lots of noise.
Our fantastic, really hot. This is actually, look at this. This is lovely, and I'm going to keep on throwing these in. So, yeah.
Now you don't even actually need to peel the garlic for that because you're pressing it through a sieve. I peeled it because it was a little bit muddy because it was grown in my uncle's garden. So I took the peels off, but if you're just using a bulb of garlic, you don't even need to peel it.
Very good. So I'm actually going to throw in a little bit. So I'm just kind of making a little sort of concentrate here of tomatoes and olives and just heating them. I didn't include the anchovies and the capers, number one, because I didn't think people would have them necessarily in their larder. And number two, because I'm trying to make it kid friendly. Now, actually, my kids love olives and they love anchovies. But I'm not sure everyone does. But Ivan, you suggest maybe it's the salt that makes kids love.
Yeah, well, kids like salty. You know, there's always hidden salt in all their fast foods and things like that.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. So literally into this very simple mix, I'm going to put in some tomato soup. Oh, I'll take out the piece of plastic, which just was obviously around the thing.
And I've got my shallots. I've finally sliced my 2 shallots, and I'm going to soften those in the garlic. Or in the olive oil, no garlic. Garlic is in the tomatoes. And so there's no other garlic going into mine. It's going to be the roast garlic flavour. And I'm actually not going to put any more salt in either. Because there's salt in the anchovies, there's salt in the capers, there's salt in the olives. So I'm not going to put any more salt in. And I put a nice pinch of chilli flakes in though.
Look at this now. You can just see that it actually looks gorgeous already. And it looks a lovely consistency to put on pasta. I just pop my pasta into the boiling water there.
You pre-cooked your pasta for the sake of the video, so it wouldn't take ages.
So it'll be ready in a second. This is pretty much ready to go. What I did find, I'll do a little tasting.
Kelly, you're not going to forget the garlic bread, are you?
Oh, not going to know, but don't need to wait till you're finished.
Yeah. So mine, you can see, if you can see my pot there, my shallots are cooking nicely. So I don't want a stewed flavoured tomato. A lot of Italian tomato sauces are cooked very slowly. This I'm just doing a slightly different way because I want it to be lively and zesty. And I'm going to add some fresh tomatoes to it as well.
Just speaking of zesty, I did find that a little bit of lemon juice in this was nice to just add a little bit of acidity. Actually, I think I put a little bit more lemon juice in. And another little taste. So we're about... Oh, I probably put a little bit too much lemon juice in there. But anyway, that's fine. My pasta's probably nearly cooked at this stage.
And my shallots are cooked.
Or hot, should I say.
So I'm going to put in now my fresh tomatoes.
Put that down.
Which I'm just slicing here.
You done with the pan knife?
Yeah, I'd say I probably nearly am.
I can turn it around.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. Okay, so look, this is what I've got here. See how soft and roast they are?
A bit closer to the camera there, Yeah, good man.
Lovely, soft and roast there. And I'm going to pop those into this sieve, and then I'm going to press them through.
Cool. And actually, Ivy has the most delicious, actually, he has the most gorgeous house with just always the sun shines in his garden. It's like a magic garden. I don't know why. I'll take that frying pan off you.
Okay.
So his nasturtiums are
out already.
Out already. Mine aren't in my little garden, which take over the garden. So Ivy's made it a really good little nasturtium butter. So he's got a little bit of garlic in that. I don't know. The wild garlic that we were using previous things is gone now, so it's just regular garlic.
Yeah.
So that is going in there to toast. Let's not forget about it. It'll be very fast.
Yeah. Okay, so I've turned my pan down a little bit because I didn't want the shallots to burn. Now I've put in my cherry tomatoes, which I've just cut into hunks, halved or quartered, depending on the size. I'm putting in my lovely halved olives because I like lots in this. Now lots of, and I'm going to turn my pan up a little bit.
While he's doing all that, I'm actually pretty much done.
So my capers. So you're pretty much done, are you?
I'm pretty much done. That's how fast you can make it. And I was, as I say,
my gas has gone off. That's my problem.
Oh, yeah, I've turned mine off because it was
because you were finished. Okay. Now, while Cully is plating his, I'm going to press the tomatoes and the garlic through this sieve. So I'm going to have just a lovely gooey tomato liquid with a lovely roast flavour.
And I'm going to be fed.
And you're going to be fed.
How's my toast
you're going to be fed up of listening to me.
Now. Look at that. You gotta love it.
Have you finished now? I'm going to put my pasta in. Oh, I need your, have you finished with your,
Get rid of that.
With your sieve, Cully, your half?
Yep.
So I'm now going to use the sieve and I'm going to cook my pasta. It's going to take 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
So I'll leave that one for Ivy. Ivy, I'll have this for you, okay?
Yeah, perfect.
So nasturtium butter. What was in your nasturtium butter?
Garlic, chopped nasturtium flour and leaf.
Yeah.
Chopped nasturtium flour and leaf. What else? Pepper.
Oh yeah? That's it. Just anyway, mix it all together.
Yeah, nice soft butter. Squish it all together. Oh, okay. I put a tiny little bit of horseradish in as well. Because I was actually having it on a delicious piece of fillet beef last night.
So I always talk about how important presentation is, and actually I'm making an absolute
pig's ear of it.
Pig's ear of this, but we'll get it there. You know, I'm out of practice.
Now mine is you can see it's sizzling away there, and I haven't put the anchovies in yet because I don't want them to get too broken up. And you can see here my lovely gooey tomato sauce now. That's beautifully and smooth. That's going to coat the pasta beautifully. So I'm going to set that aside for a minute, and I'm going to make my nasturtium oil that I'm going to dress mine with. So I'm going to do some nasturtiums, flour and leaf that I'm going to chop, and this is just for the little garnish on the top of mine. And I'm going to mix it with a little bit of lemon juice and a little bit of olive oil. Then I'm going to drizzle it over the top of my pasta when I'm plating it up.
Okay, so I've basically plated up mine. I'm putting a little bit of Parmesan here. I actually don't have any harm using, as I've said this before, using the large part of the grater for my little Parmesan cheese.
I like it nice and fine and snowy.
He's such a chef. So a little bit of olive oil. Oh, gentle with the olive oil.
Yep.
And actually, so there's a few things actually I was thinking about this. You know, when we're doing, like, we tasted olives from jars and they're actually not worth eating. Black olives from jars.
We decided not worth eating.
But actually, what is really delicious is tinned anchovy olives. And I was thinking, if you were making this...
olives.
Yeah.
Tinned...
Anchovy olives. Do you not ever buy tinned anchovy olives?
No, I have never bought tinned anchovy olives.
If you're in Spain or something like that, the anchovy olives, I'll get Ivan a present of a packet of some tinned anchovy olives.
So that's like olives, stuffed olives with anchovy in.
Yeah, and they come in a tin.
Black?
What?
Green or black?
Green.
Okay.
And
so you put that in instead.
Why is this not coming out? Oh, hey. Oh, this is like Ivan's fancy balsamic that's
12
it's kind of quite thick.
It's delicious.
Okay, I'm not winning on my presentation today.
Okay. And you're not going to win on flavour either, so it's really not a great tasting, is it?
But it is going to taste delicious. I might not win in flavour, but I still think it's going to be, actually, still taste delicious.
Okay, my pasta is nearly cooked there. So I'm going to start with the rest of my things. So, okay, so now at this stage, I'm going to pop my heat back on. I just popped it off there for a second.
Just to... I'll get this the right way around. Look at the sun. Look at the dappled light. I'm trying to get the light and it in camera shot. It took me... The pasta takes 8 minutes to cook. 10 minutes to cook. I pre-cooked my pasta because...
For the sake of filming.
For the sake of filming, and we've got the one pot, and Ivan needs to get his pasta in as well. The olives are ready to go. Pre-stoned. If you can get pre-stoned from a nice olive supplier, it's really worth doing. It's really, really worth doing. Otherwise, try my green anchovy trick, anchovy olive trick. The tomatoes were just from supermarkets. Just the first tomatoes. Actually, do you know what, Ive?
The tomatoes were from Grandstand. They were from the supermarket, but they're from beautiful Grandstand Farm in Waterford.
Okay, very good. And again, if you can get half decent tomatoes, worth it, because they're really where the flavour is.
Okay, sorry, Carl, just going to put in there. So I've added my pasta now, and I'm stirring it around, and I'm going to add my anchovy fillets. I'm going to add them whole. And now I'm going to add, I've added my lemon zest already. Now I'm going to add this lovely tomato sauce.
That you sieved.
That I sieved, that I roast and sieved. It's a roast tomato sauce. And that's it now. That's me kind of done.
So, one second. Anchovies. We're going through the ingredients now. The anchovies. What anchovies did you use?
I use the lovely white ones, the lovely ones that you get from a sort of your little deli, not the tinned. You can use the tinned ones, but they're much stronger in flavour. And the little white fillets that you get from your deli counter are just much more delicious. Now look at this.
So what do we do? And capers?
Capers, yeah.
Any story about capers?
Just from a jar, just pickled caper berries from a jar. You can get them from the supermarket. You can get pretty good ones, or you can get them as well from your.
And they do vary massively in quality, don't they?
Yeah, and the small ones. I think the little small ones always have a little nicer flavour than the bigger ones.
Do you? I would have thought it'd be the other way around.
Yeah, no, I like the little ones.
This is bloody delicious.
Now I'm going to do one last thing.
Blown away with this.
I'm going to just add a little bit of lemon juice to my oil and nasturtiums. I'm going to make a little...
The lemon's not working.
My lemon's broken. No, that'll do. That's a little bit. Little teaspoon.
You're going to be impressed with my
I'm intending to.
Well,
try to be.
We do have to point out that Ivan is the person who came up with the tomato. Actually, you didn't really come up with the tomato soup recipe, did you? Ivan does most of our recipes, but our tomato soup was actually one that was stolen from my mother. And it's quite creamy, as any of you have had it know. And I think we've basically changed the face of tomato soup in Ireland, have we, with our creamy tomato soup, where they were always actually more Italian style.
Yeah. Now, here I am. I need my little tongs. Where did my little tongs go?
Will I check your pasta for you?
My pasta's in my pot.
Oh,
I'm finished. You took my tongs. Cully took my tongs. Okay, so now I'm going to try not to make a pig's over my plating up, because... Really,
yeah, plating up is really important. Yeah. And particularly, as I said, if you're feeding the kids, I say this every time, and I'll say it every time. Make it look gorgeous and have it nicely seasoned, particularly the first time. Because once you think you like something, we're much more inclined to like it. So I'm a big fan of making sure that everything is seasoned properly the first time I feed it to my children. And it's been a success so far. They eat mussels, all kids love olives. They love seafood. They love everything pretty much, I think.
Now, so there's mine. So you can see it's there's nice pieces. It's not a mushy sauce. You can just see a coating of tomato sort of liquid, and you can see the whole olives and tomatoes. Little anchovy fillet on top there.
The other thing that you may notice, you guys, is that I'm using penne, which is incorrect, but actually what I always use for puttanesca, and you're using
Spaghetti.
which is traditional, and it comes from Naples. That was our other discovery, wasn't it?
Puttanesca.
Invented by a brothel somewhere. Here, I'm going to give you a bite of this just while you're mid garnish, just to try and distract you a bit. It's bloody good, isn't it?
It's very good.
It's very good. It's got a lovely sweetness. Did I put too much lemon in it, do you think?
A touch, just a touch.
Yeah, I think I went a little bit overboard.
And there's mine.
Make sure, yeah. Let's see. Mine's half eaten now, like, you know what I
Yours
mean?
is half eaten.
Yeah, 1 second now. He does get the presentation a bit better than me.
Do you want to taste a little?
Yeah. Here, I've got a fork here. So, is there anything else that we want to mention about this dish? I think it's here. You have to talk about it.
It's a really quick and simple dish. I mean, you can do mine. You can have your mise en place done. It definitely takes longer than Cully's, but you can get your mise en place done. You can get all your bits and pieces together and ready to go.
So, mine took a trip to the shop, and it took about 10 minutes to make, the length of the time to cook the pasta. Mm-hmm. How much work went into yours beforehand? Very little, actually, really, was there?
Roasting the tomatoes, roasting the tomatoes.
Do you know what, though?
What?
I think mine's nearly as good as yours.
Ha.
It's different, like.
It's different.
Yours is more lemony.
Mine is more lemony.
And I thought I'd over-lemoned mine.
I put in lemon zest into mine as well.
Mine doesn't have anchovies.
Nope.
But they're not strong in it, are they?
They're
just
lovely
seasoning.
mild. Those white ones are lovely mild anchovies.
The tomatoes we used were the same anyway.
Yeah.
The pesto. I mean, both delicious. Both don't take a lot of work. And I think
yours is a lot better than I was expecting it to be.
This is way better than I expected it to be. When I cooked this last week for the kids.
The thing about the tomato soup is it's onions, tomatoes, and cream.
Yeah.
That's basically the ingredients.
Yeah, you don't have cream in yours.
No, but you've got cream in your tomato soup.
No, but you don't have cream. Like it's
you wouldn't put cream in, but you wouldn't.
Ivan loves cream in his his tomatoes, basically. No, I think that's us done.
Yep, that's us done. Very good. Thanks a million, everybody. That was brilliant.
Cheers. Till next time.